This is Nurullah from Abu Dhabi. Today I would like to give you a small brief of Samsung S9 smartphone, and whoever still having this smartphone and using it, whether it is still worth having this phone and continue to have this phone, whether it's still worth it, or people who is already having a old generation phones would like to move to Samsung S9, whether it is worth buying it, whether the options, the configuration, speed, and so many other technical stuff, whether it is in par with the current trend, whether it meets the minimum requirements in terms of its usage, Samsung S9 smartphones usage in business or in your personal usage, whether buying a Samsung S9 phone at this point of time or having a Samsung S9 phone at 2021 is still a wise decision or not. We will have a small brief about this. Let's delve into the video. When it comes to Samsung S9 smartphone, it never fails to perform very good, and it does its job very good with no lag, and it is very decent in performing and exceeding the expectations sometimes, or most of the times I can say, and it never disappoints me. Whatever the opinion and the inputs I give in this video is based on my individual personal experience, and it may vary depending on the requirement of the person who is using the phone. For me, for my business purpose and for my personal requirement, the phone is doing a terrific decent job, and it never disappointed as I told, and it is doing a pretty good job, a decent job. Only because of this I never decided to change my phone, despite the fact that I planned to buy a new phone before a year, and despite the fact that I'm an economic, cost conscious, and frugal, whatsoever you call it as, I thought the phone I have it in my hand is very decent and doing the job in a very good manner. So why should I go for a new phone when it comes to the speed, the latest trend, and in terms of how the phone copes up with the latest requirement for business, for work related requirements, personal requirements, and if it works terrifically, there is no need to go for a new phone. Especially there is no dramatic and significant change in the new model phones. The only problem I had with Samsung S9 smartphone was with camera. Actually, despite the fact that the camera of Samsung S9, the back camera is 12 megapixel and the front camera is 8 megapixel, I had the problem of getting the photographs in a less bright manner, and I was trying to fix it so many times. I thought perhaps it is only to my device and not to all Samsung S9 as a whole. I was trying to fix it, and this was one of the reasons I planned to buy a new phone, but I got a fix on it. So basically, I would like to share the tip as well to you, because whoever who might have a problem with camera, in terms of getting not blurred pictures but picture with reduced tone and a reduced brightness, we can say, then I got a fix. When you go to the camera settings, go to the camera and go to the camera settings in the top left hand corner and go all the way down and settings to keep. So basically I toggled and turned on the filters and camera mode. It was off, I put it on. The standard camera setting gives me a picture of reduced brightness for whatsoever the reason, but I found this workaround of when I change the settings to keep, in terms of having the lost used filter and lost used camera mode on. So I had the luxury and privilege to have the lost used filter, because the filter I use, whenever I use a filter, whenever I close the camera application, the standard original camera mode comes and the lost used filter is gone. But by having this filter option in the settings to keep on, the lost used filter is on. So I selected a bright filter for the camera. So whenever I open the camera, I have the bright mode, whether it is for photo or video. So in terms of this option for the camera, and the problem and concern I had was resolved. So I was very happy for that. And in general, in terms of the other performance, when it comes to its RAM, it has 4 GB RAM. It is decent enough. Nowadays the phones are coming with 8 GB and 16 GB, sometimes the RAM as well. But 4 GB is very decent, and it is doing a very good job, and there is no lag or lapse in its in the whole 2+ years of having this phone. Only a very few, I can say 1 or 2 times there was a bit of lag, or that's also due to some valid reasons, justifiable reasons. Otherwise there is no lag at all. It's very decent. Also, one of the other thing other than the camera that was a concern for me was the storage, because I bought a 64 GB before 2.5 years. So I thought I would have to buy a new phone with 128 GB or 256 GB, because I am addicted, I can say, to take photos and videos whenever I go out, when I happen to see a small sceneries, landscape, and this kind of stuff. So basically then I expanded my memory with my micro SD memory card, 128 GB SanDisk, and it was doing a very decent. Now the memory is expanded 128 plus 64 GB, and it is terrifically equipped with the required memory space, with a decent videos and photos stored in memory card with no lag. So I was overall happy. So in terms of the emails, I was having one more problem with the email applications. The default email application that is coming along with the Samsung, this one, probably I'm trying to look at the email application, it is not there. Anyway, the default email application from the Samsung, there is a problem of it synchronizing with Samsung S3 Gear smartphone. So basically the notification comes in a delayed manner, with more delay. It comes in the phone, but in a delayed manner with the watch. But again, when you use the Samsung, when you do not use Samsung email application but use the Outlook application from the Google Store, Play Store, then that synchronizing problem is gone. So basically the watch immediately displays the message as soon as or before the email comes to the phone, I can say. It's very quick. In general, for all the applications, the basic business applications like calendar, Gmail, MS Teams, WhatsApp, Facebook, for the personal requirements like Facebook, WhatsApp, and messages, all the social media apps, it's very terrific. LinkedIn, it's very speed. And with 4 GB RAM and 64 plus 128 GB memory, I'm enjoying my Samsung S9 till now. Even now I don't have a plan to change my phone, because the memory problem, all the problems that I had with my Samsung S9 phone, in terms of the things I listed, 3 items: for the camera, images problem, and the email application problem, and the memory storage, all have been resolved. And overall, Samsung S9 is a great phone even now in 2021 to have it with you, and it perfectly satisfies with your business requirements, and it perfectly copes up with the speed that you want. I'm not a game user. Perhaps it might give a dramatic impact for the people who is playing games. I'm not at all a game user, so I don't know about how Samsung S9 copes up with the extensive gaming experience, but otherwise it's a very decent smartphone, and Samsung S9 is highly recommended even now. For whoever have it before, you can still try to find a resolution, find a way to keep this phone with you. And unless you are a tech freak and you wanted to change your phone as and when there is a new model comes, then that's different. Otherwise, when it comes to the features and the configurations and other stuff for Samsung S9, it is still a very decent phone with good speed, with great performance, and I'm very satisfied. Thank you so much guys for watching this.